Coffee. Hi everyone, I'm Kristen from runfitmama.net. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that way you get notified every time there's a new video. Normally I like to talk a lot about running and health and fitness, but a big part of me and a big part of our family life is going to Disney. And a lot of people always ask me if it's fun to go with kids under 3 or if it's just fun taking kids in general, and I just have to say, of course it is. Like, everything about it is so much fun. Yes, it's a lot of work, but kids are work. And so I wanted to share with you my 10 top tips for traveling with kids under 3 to Disney. I've had a lot of friends and clients actually ask me a lot of questions on how to plan. And so I figured, why not? I'm just gonna make a video about it because it's one of my favorite subjects to talk about, obviously. Before I even touch on the 10 tips of why you should go to Disney with kids under 3, I wanted to tell you that if you didn't know this, kids under 3 are free. So a lot of times I've had friends or family say, well, why are you going? They're not gonna remember it anyway. But you know what? Selfishly, I will remember. I will show them pictures when they're older. It's great memories. And honestly, every time we've gone on vacation or taken them somewhere new, they come back with a bigger vocabulary. They magically just start putting together sentences that they couldn't before. It's always a learning experience going somewhere new anyway. And I feel like with Disney, there's trains, there's, tours at Epcot that you can do about flowers and all the little different countries. So it is a learning experience too. You can turn it into something that is really beneficial for their education. I highly recommend going when the kids are free because, of course, then you only have to pay for yourself and your spouse. Number 10 is that there is a full nursery and mother's room at Disney. Both places actually just off Main Street. So I don't know if you've known that, but there are changing tables. There's kind of a quiet play area for kids with little chairs. There's a TV, there's games. They also have a little kitchen area where they sell diapers, wipes, hydrocortisone cream, everything that you might need, actually baby food and those little Gerber, like little melt in your mouth kind of crackers. And so they have the changing area, which is really, really nice. And then they also have kind of a row of rockers that are all, private that you can nurse. Obviously, Anaheim and Orlando gets very hot. And when my kids were really, really little and we still were nursing, it was a really nice break in the day to just kind of go somewhere quiet and shaded and air conditioned, and I would just kind of sit there and sip on some water and the kids would eat. Everywhere in Disney is really nursing friendly. I've never had an issue. In fact, I could give you my favorite rides to nurse on: Small World, Pirates, and Haunted Mansion, because they're about 15 minutes or so it's perfect. Never ever had an issue, even just sitting on a bench. I've heard all those crazy stories of people say out in public, people say weird things about nursing, but that's never happened to me at Disney. There is an area for mothers and fathers, obviously, if they want to change the diaper. It's nice to change the baby's diaper without being in a public restroom where it's super loud and those automatic toilets are going off, and actually they even have really tiny little toilets if your child is new to potty training, so that is really helpful as well. Number 9. So if they are under 3 and you go to, let's say, like a buffet breakfast, they are free, which is great because honestly, kids under 3 eat nothing, or they just throw it under the table or just scream about wanting to play with something. So I don't know, maybe that's just Emma and Max, but they're free. And so every time we go to Disney World, we have to go to Crystal Palace, which is beautiful. And I will absolutely do a dining review on that. But it kind of reminds me of the Grand Floridian. It's really beautiful inside. They have all these stained glass windows. You get a beautiful view of the castle. We've always gone and it's been like a perfectly sunny, beautiful blue sky. And the best part is that the 4 characters are Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore. And it is so much fun. We actually went on our honeymoon, which we kind of felt silly about going, just the 2 of us, like 2 adults, when we got there. But I mean, 3 seconds into sitting down, we're like, yeah, we're kids anyway, so this is great. The food is really good. In fact, Ryan laughs at me because there's this thing called Pooh's breakfast lasagna, and it's like pancakes layered with custard and waffles and bananas and strawberries. And I might make myself sick on that when we go, but you're walking all day, so whatever. But anyway, that is a really great place to go with kids, especially really little kids when they're still into Winnie the Pooh. And it's really cute. Every 20 minutes or so, they do this little dance and they take all the kids and they kind of parade around the restaurant, and it's called like their friendship parade or something. It's adorable. It's a great photo op, and the characters come by pretty often. And in fact, they never rush you. We took several photos in several different poses because, you know, there's always one kid that doesn't want to do it at a certain time. But anyway, so they came around quite often. They refilled our coffee every single time we needed them to. Here's my tip. If you are going to Disneyland, I highly, highly recommend Storytellers Cafe in the Grand Floridian. It's kind of the same experience in terms of like quality of food, except for there they have Mickey, Minnie, and Chippendale, and they're all dressed in their little safari outfits, kind of like Tusker House at Animal Kingdom. They have creme brulee French toast, and if you go there and you don't get that creme brulee French toast, I'm going to be so mad at you. Buffets are totally worth it. Yes, they are pricey for adults, but for kids, if you're splitting it 2 or 3 ways because a couple kids are under 3 or whatever, and they're just having fruit anyway, let's be honest, it's a really good deal, and I highly recommend it, and you get great pictures. Okay, number 8, rider swap. You have to do this. So if you have your, I know if you're at Disney World, you're gonna have your Magic Band, but if you're at Disneyland and you have your Max Pass, which will come into the video later, I would recommend you doing this. So let's say you and your husband or whoever, all the adults have their Fast Pass, right? And there's 1 or 2 kids that can ride the ride and a couple that are maybe too young. So myself and Emma, we would go to the front of the Fast Pass line, and I would just explain to them that my husband was going to come back with her through the line later. They gave us a little pass. Emma and I rode the ride. We came back. I gave the pass to Ryan, and they got to go to the front of the line again. It's really great, and it shows you that Disney is trying to cater towards a family and all of the situations that might make it stressful or not fun because you think that only 1 kid or 1 adult gets to ride the ride. But it's really nice, and it saves a lot of time that you don't have to wait in the big line again. Okay, number 7, like what I just mentioned, Max Pass. So this is something at Disneyland. It's an app that you can get on your phone. It is $10 per person per day. I know that with ticket prices and hotel and food or whatever, that might seem like it's a lot. So maybe budget it to just do 1 day if you know that this certain day we are going to go to California Adventure, and we know for sure we want to get on Guardians, we want to get on the Incredicoaster, and we want to do Soarin', all of the big rides on that day. I absolutely would get Max Pass. You basically can get a new Fast Pass while you're in line and you just checked in for your current ride. So I think we were on Indiana Jones and we checked in, and while we're walking through the line, I'm just getting another Fast Pass for Space Mountain, and we could go 20 minutes later. It's so fast, it's so efficient. You don't have to walk from one end of the park to the other just to get another Fast Pass to hold in your pocket for 4 hours from now. It's all in the app, and the best part is you get free PhotoPass pictures. So all the pictures that they take on Splash Mountain and the rides, and then along with all the people standing around with the big giant cameras, they'll take pictures for you and your family, and they come out in just great quality. Sometimes they've put in Tinkerbell in the background by the castle for us. So number 6 kind of comes into play with what I said. Take advantage of PhotoPass. If you have Max Pass, obviously that's already included in your app. If you don't and you're at Disneyland and you didn't pay for that, for the memory maker or anything like that, you can just actually ask them to take a picture with your iPhone. They're super friendly. They've never told me no. You're at Disney World, you can purchase a memory maker, and I don't really know the price. I don't want to go off the top of my head because it kind of always changes. But you pay for it for the length of your trip, and then it's up to 5 adults on the app that can link to it. So when we've done Run Disney races, and we want all of our little castle pictures and, you know, running to the finish line, me and a couple of my friends will all go in it together, and then we all get, not only do I get my pictures, but I get my friends' finish line pictures too, so that's kind of fun. Okay, number 5, pack lunches. Let me tell you, especially if you're doing like a buffet breakfast, you are not gonna be hungry for hours. So a lot of times we skip lunch or we do a very early dinner, so there's that weird in between, and then there's that weird late night hunger also. So I'll do a whole video on things that I pack just food-wise for a Disney trip and supplements that I like to bring with us. But off the top of my head, we always bring protein shakes. We'll get bread and peanut butter and jelly, make sandwiches for the kids. We always bring those little Annie's crackers, stuff that's really easy and portable. We bring little baby food packets that actually Emma still really likes, so we get the ones that have more calories in them. We just get milk from Starbucks, something super easy like that if it needs to stay cold. But I would just recommend, especially if you're trying to budget, just pack lunches. And obviously you know that your 3-year-old or 2-year-old or whatever, if you buy them a $7 Mickey pretzel, they're probably not going to finish it anyway. So you might as well just buy them something that they like from home and bring it with you. They've never given us any sort of problem of bringing food or drinks in. You just can't bring glass. So just make sure you pack a lunch or pack a couple of snacks here and there. That way you're not spending a ton of money. Number 4, I would pack a portable fan for the stroller. You can get them on Amazon. They just kind of like clip on the side, and when you fold your little stroller down and they're trying to like go to sleep and take a little nap, that keeps the air moving, especially since it gets so humid. And so we like to just keep that environment as comfortable as possible for them. And then Ryan and I also have our little handheld fans, which I'll include in our packing video. And it's kind of nice because when we're just standing in line, especially in the sun, a lot of it's shaded, but you know, sometimes you just get kind of hot and grumpy. So we just hold those. That's really helpful. Just kind of think ahead in terms of like comfort. What can you do? You can kind of, yes, it's hot and humid sometimes, especially when you go, but you can kind of buy things and plan ahead to make it not so bad. Okay, number 3, dollar store souvenirs. Let me tell you, kids do not know the difference between a $17 present and a $1 present. So I buy coloring books and those little blind bag type things, and the dollar store and Dollar Tree, they do have a ton of Disney stuff. So we just buy those little like crayon packets with coloring books and things like that inside. And they even have like puzzles and all these other little things. So go there, get your little trinkets. If you're on a plane, you could just bring one out an hour, or if you're waiting in a really long line, you can kind of save a little something, and that way they stay occupied. They're not bugging you 1,000 times for a toy every time, because I don't know if you've known this, but Disney Magic, every time you leave a ride, you just enter into a gift shop. So it makes it hard for me to say no for myself. So I can't imagine being 4 and seeing all these toys and not wanting them 1,000 times a day. Number 2, find matching shirts at Target. This is so much fun, obviously. I got this from Target. The first day we're there, we usually all do Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse or something like that. But save yourself a bunch of money. Of course, you could buy shirts when you're there, but it is nice just to have them already prepared, and save buying the shirt for when maybe your kid spills a popsicle all over himself and needs a new shirt. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything, but... And number 1, their first ears. This is the best thing to do, and the best reason to go is they have little baby ears that you can buy. And Emma was, I think, 5 months old when we first took her the first time, and so we got her little baby ears, and they say Emma on the back. And then when Max went for the first time when he was like 11 months, we got them for him too. And it's a really easy $15 souvenir that you can have forever, and I hope is a little tradition that they do with their kids as well. But yeah, that's a really something simple and really fun. You can get to watch them make it in the back, so that's really fun for the kids to see too. So I hope these tips have helped you as much as they have helped me in the past. I think basically my biggest tip for everyone is just be prepared. Just know that when you're there, it will always work out. It will be fine. You'll figure it out. Every cast member is super friendly. In fact, once we thought Max had a really bad ear infection, and we went to the nursing station, and they don't have doctors and they can't prescribe antibiotics there. But we were really afraid that he had a really bad ear infection, because all the pictures we were posting, everyone's like, why is he always pulling at his ear? So actually, Disney set us up with a private van with 2 car seats, took us to an urgent care, had the doctor check him out. He didn't have an ear infection, by the way. That's just our boy. He's drama. But took us back for free. And then when we got back through this secret entrance, they gave us tons of fast passes. They were like, here, because you missed 5 hours, you know, in the park, here's all these fast passes for all the rides that you probably missed. So it was really helpful. It's really nice. Comment below, tell me your favorite Disney travel tip for kids under 3, and let me know if I've missed anything. I'm always looking to add a little tidbit here and there to my mental collection of things to do before a trip. But get excited, because we might have some more Disney videos coming up in terms of packing and planning and things like that. Thank you again so much for watching. Comment below, tell me all your favorite tips, subscribe, hit the bell, everything else. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.